Welcome to the English podcast station. This video is great for English learners. You will learn new words. You will hear clear sentences. We will tell a story. The story is about Helen Keller. It is a true story. You will practice listening. You will understand better. This video will help your English. Listen carefully. Enjoy the story. Chapter 1. A New World for Helen. Helen Keller was born in 1880. She was a healthy baby. Her family loved her very much. When she was 19 months old, she became very sick. The doctors did not know what was wrong. Helen had a very high fever. Her parents were very worried. The fever finally went away. But something was different. Helen could no longer see. She could no longer hear. The world became dark and silent for her. This was a very hard time for Helen and her family. She was a little girl. She could not understand why. Imagine not being able to see. Imagine not being able to hear. It would be very scary. Helen felt confused. She felt alone. Her parents tried their best. They wanted to help her, but they did not know how. Helen was just a baby. She could not tell them what she needed. This was the start of her difficult journey. Chapter 2. A Child in Darkness. Life was very difficult for Helen. She could not communicate. She could not speak. She could not hear sounds. She could not see colors. Everything was dark and quiet. She got very frustrated. She would stomp her feet. She would throw things. She would scream. Her parents felt sad. They did not know what to do. Helen would often get angry. She did not understand the world. The world did not understand her. She felt like she was trapped. Her family tried to be patient, but it was hard. She needed a way to express herself. She needed a way to learn. She needed a way to connect. Her parents were losing hope. They loved Helen very much. They wanted her to be happy. They wanted her to learn. But how do you teach a child who cannot see or hear? It seemed impossible. Helen was growing up. Her actions were becoming more difficult to manage. Chapter 3. Searching for Hope. Helen's parents searched for help. They talked to many doctors. They talked to many teachers. No one knew what to do. They felt very alone. They heard about a special school. It was for blind children. It was far away. They thought about sending Helen there, but they wanted to keep her home. They love her so much. One day, they heard about a man. His name was Alexander Graham Bell. He invented the telephone. He also worked with deaf people. Helen's father wrote to him. Mr. Bell suggested someone. Her name was Sullivan, and was a young woman. She had her own challenges and had very poor eyesight. She had learned to overcome her own difficulties. Maybe she could help Helen. This was a new hope, a small light in the darkness. Helen's parents prayed for her and to come. They hoped for a miracle. This was their last chance. Chapter 4. Sullivan arrives. Sullivan arrived at Helen's home. It was March 1887. Helen was nearly 7 years old and was only 20 and was nervous. Helen's family was hopeful and had a plan. She wanted to teach Helen. She brought a doll for Helen and gave the doll to Helen. Then spelled a word. She spelled DOLL into Helen's hand. She used her fingers. She made letters in Helen's palm. Helen felt the letters. She copied the movements, but she did not understand. It was just a game to her, and was patient. She kept spelling words. She spelled CAK. She spelled WATR. Helen was still confused, but something was beginning. A small seed was planted, and believed in Helen. She believed Helen could learn. She would not give up. This was a new beginning for Helen. Chapter 5. The breakthrough at the pump. And kept working with Helen. Day after day, she spelled words. Helen would often get frustrated. She would resist, and one day they were at the water pump and held Helen's hand under the water. The cool water flowed over Helen's fingers. At the same time, and spelled WATR into Helen's other hand. Again and again, she spelled the word. Something clicked for Helen. A connection was made. The feeling of the water. The letters in her hand. Suddenly, Helen understood. Water. That was the word for the cool, wet thing. Her face lit up. She was so excited. She pointed to the pump. She wanted and to spell the word again. This was a miracle. This was the moment everything changed. Helen had finally understood. She had broken through the silence and darkness. Chapter 6. A flood of words. After the breakthrough, Helen wanted to learn more. She touched everything. She wanted to know its name and spelled words into her hand. Helen learned quickly. She learned the names of objects. She learned the names of people. She learned the names of actions. Every day was a new discovery. Her vocabulary grew very fast. She was so happy. She was no longer frustrated. She had a way to communicate. She had a way to express herself. Her anger disappeared. She was a different child and was amazed. Helen was a brilliant student. She was eager to learn. She wanted to know everything. This was the start of her amazing journey. Her mind was like a sponge. It soaked up every new word. She was finally connected to the world. Chapter 7. Learning to speak. Learning words was just the beginning. Helen wanted to speak. She wanted to use her voice. It was very difficult. She could not hear herself. She could not hear other people. She needed special help and found a teacher for her. The teacher's name was Sarah Fuller. Miss Fuller was a kind woman. She taught Helen how to feel vibrations. Helen put her hand on Miss Fuller's throat. She felt the sounds being made. She tried to copy them. It was a slow process. It took a lot of practice. Helen was determined. She wanted to speak. She wanted to be understood. She worked very hard. She made sounds. They were not perfect, but they were sounds. This was another huge step for Helen. She was breaking more barriers. Chapter 8. Going to college. Helen wanted to learn more. She wanted to go to college. This was a very big dream. Most people thought it was impossible. How could a blind and deaf person go to college? But Helen was determined. She studied very hard and helped her and spelled all the lectures into Helen's hand. Helen read many books. She learned about history. She learned about science. She learned about literature. In 1900, Helen entered Radcliffe College. It was a famous college. She was the first blind and deaf person to go to college. It was a huge achievement. People were amazed by her. She showed everyone what was possible. She was an inspiration. Her mind was sharp. Her spirit was strong. Chapter 9. A life of writing. After college, Helen began to write. She wanted to share her story. She wrote books. She wrote articles. Her first book was called The Story of My Life. It was a bestseller. Many people read it. They were touched by her story. Helen showed the world her inner thoughts. She showed them her journey. She wrote about her struggles. She wrote about her triumphs. She wanted to help other people. She wanted to inspire them. Her writing was powerful. It made people think. It made people believe. She used her words to make a difference. She showed that even without sight and hearing, one could have a voice. Her books are still read today. They continue to inspire. Chapter 10. Traveling the world. Helen Keller did not stay home. She traveled the world. She went to many countries. She met many people. She met kings and queens. She met presidents. She met ordinary people. She gave speeches. She spoke about her life. She spoke about the challenges of disability. She spoke about hope. She encouraged people. She showed them that anything is possible. She raised money. She helped blind and deaf people. She fought for their rights. She was an advocate. She was a diplomat. She was a true global citizen. Her travels opened the eyes of many. She proved that disability was not inability. She showed the power of the human spirit. Chapter 11. A friend for life. And Sullivan was more than a teacher. She was Helen's best friend. She was her constant companion. She was always by Helen's side. She spelled everything for Helen. She helped Helen understand the world. She helped Helen communicate and was Helen's eyes and ears. They were together for many years and was devoted to Helen. Helen loved and very much. Their friendship was special. It was a bond of love and trust and helped Helen achieve so much. Without Anne, Helen's life would have been very different. Their story is a beautiful example of true friendship and passed away in 1936. Helen was heartbroken, but Anne's legacy lived on through Helen. Chapter 12. A Legacy of Inspiration. Helen Keller lived a long life. She passed away in 1968. She was 87 years old. She left behind a great legacy. She showed the world what is possible. She showed the power of perseverance. She showed the importance of education. She showed the strength of the human spirit. She inspired millions of people. She proved that disability does not define a person. She taught us to never give up. Her life was a testament to courage. She changed the way people thought about blind and deaf people. She opened doors for many. Her story is still told today. Her words still echo. She truly changed history. Chapter 13. Helen's Impact on Society. Helen Keller's impact was huge. She changed laws. She helped create schools. She helped build organizations. She worked for the rights of disabled people. Before Helen, many people with disabilities were hidden away. They were not given opportunities. Helen showed that they have much to offer. She showed their intelligence. She showed their abilities. She fought for their inclusion. She made the world more accessible. She made people more understanding. Her work continues to help people today. She laid the groundwork for many disability rights movements. She was a pioneer. She was a true champion for equality. Chapter 14. The Magic of Imagination. Helen Keller's story is about more than just overcoming challenges. It is also about the power of imagination. Even though she could not see or hear, she had a rich inner world. She imagined things. She dreamed things. She used her other senses. She felt the world around her. She connected with it. She imagined colors and sounds. She imagined stories. This imagination helped her learn. It helped her grow. It helped her connect with others. It allowed her to write beautiful words. Her imagination was a magic tool. It allowed her to see beyond her physical limitations. It shows us that true sight is not just with our eyes. It is with our minds and hearts. Chapter 15. Never give up. Helen Keller's life teaches us many lessons. The most important lesson is never give up. No matter how hard things are, no matter how many challenges you face, keep trying, keep learning, keep believing in yourself. Helen faced immense difficulties, but she did not surrender. She kept fighting. She kept pushing forward. She reached her dreams. Her story reminds us to be strong. It reminds us to be brave. It reminds us to have hope. If Helen Keller could achieve so much, then we can too. We can all learn from her example. We can all make a difference. Her story is a timeless message of hope and perseverance.